こんにちは皆さん、お元気ですか？ Hello, how are you? Today, the vocabulary video number 31 and I'm gonna talk about katakana, u, because maybe you saw this like this u with ten and I'm gonna explain you about this. At first, I'm gonna talk about history, 歴史. When we use this u and ten, because when katakana was invented, this u and ten wasn't exist. It wasn't. So why we use now u and ten? And I've got a video that this is culture video number 8, and there I talked about the history of katakana, how katakana was born. So you can see it, and I'm going to put the link below. This way to write u and ten was invented by a man called Fukuzawa Yukichi. Fukuzawa, family name, Yukichi, the name, Fukuzawa Yukichi, and he was born in 1835 and died in 1901. And this period was when he was born, 1835, that was still in Edo Jidai. Edo period, that was the period of samurai and Tokugawa. In the last part, he was born. But he influenced very much in Meiji Jidai. Meiji Jidai, it was from 1868 and 1912, the new Japan, the modern Japan. And he was a really influencer. Fukuzawa Yukichi was a Japanese author, writer, teacher, translator, journalist, and leader who founded Keio University and also a newspaper, and the Institute for Study of Infectious Diseases. Fukuzawa Yukichi appears on the current 10,000 yen banknote and has been compared to Benjamin Franklin in the United States. In those days, many foreigners began to came to Japan, and they pronounced v, like V sound. So Fukuzawa Yukichi thought it should be much better to have something that we can say this is not B sound but V sound, V. So this is why he invented this way. For example, this first one, babi bube bo, babi bube bo, with B sound, B. But in foreign languages, you've got V sound, V. So and he invented like this. U and ten and A, this is va with V sound. And this one, V, and only U ten, this is V. And U ten and E, V. U ten with O, vo. Va, vi, vu, ve, vo. So this is the way how Fukuzawa Yukichi thought the better way. But anyway, our language, Japanese language, we don't have this kind of sound. So if you write with this babibubebo, it's still okay, because for Japanese people, there's no difference between b and v. But in the Showa era, Showa period, that was from 1926 till 1989. This is Showa era, Showa period. But in 1954, this year, that was just a few years before I was born. And in that year, 1954, the Japanese government recommended that it's better to use babibubebo with B sound all the time, with B sound, not with va, vi, vu, ve, vo. So when I was at school, I didn't learn this way. I didn't learn it. I only learned babibubebo with B sound. But in Heisei Jidai, Heisei period, Heisei era, the That was from 1989 till 2019. So very near from now. 1989 from 2019. And actually in 1991, the Japanese government said, well, it's also, we can also use this one, va, vi, vu, ve, vo, again with V sound. When we want to say, oh, this is V sound. But anyway, in elementary school, we only learn this way, babi, bu, be, bo, still nowadays. But in junior high school, still normally this with B sound, babi, bu, be, bo. But sometimes they can use this va, vi, vu, ve, vo when we want to say this is V sound. But anyway, we mixed these two, and still in Japanese we don't have this V sound, so we pronounce like babi, bu, be, bo. So it's okay to write this way or this way with U and ten ten. Now we're going to see the examples, and we're going to learn some vocabularies using this two way, ba, va, like this. But in the end of this video, there will be a quiz. So please study very well these words, okay? The first, violin, violin. You know, this is violin. And we can also pronounce like this, va, I, o, lin, u, ten, ten, and a. This is va, violin, because this is a V sound, so we can write in both ways, violin or like violin. But anyway, Japanese people, we don't say violin, we say violin. This one is the title of anime. Very, very beautiful anime that I can recommend it. Well, Violet Evergarden. So you know, Violet Evergarden. Va, because the title is like this, it's not written with B sound, so I just wrote like this. Va, violet. This two, so we jump the sound. Violet, eva. This is the long sound. Eva, garden. Violet Evergarden. Violet Evergarden. Vacances, vacances, or we can write like this, vacances. Anyway, we pronounce vacances. Well, this means vacation, holidays. Well, we've got other word, Japanese word, yasumi, for holidays or vacations. But also we've got this word, vacances. Vacancesにフランスへ行きます。Like this, vacances. Well, this original word is from France. Vacances, vacances. So this is why we use like vacances. Now this word, can you read this? Well, this is the place name, and in California, in the United States. And in this place, there are lots of technology and innovation. So now you know it. We say Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley. This is our way of pronunciation. And also we can write, because this is with V sound, Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley. But anyway, we say Silicon Valley, because Li, we don't say L or R. We don't distinguish so much. So we don't say Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley. We don't say like this. Silicon Valley, maybe with R sound. Can you read this one? Well, these words are quite new. All of these words are quite new. Before, they didn't exist. The first one, vegan. Vegan. And we can also write with V sound, vegan. 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 So this is vegan. Like a pure vegetarian, very strict vegetarian. U, and E. So the sound is V. But anyway, we say like this: Victoria. Or even if this is written like Victoria. This is girl's name. Again with U, and E, V sound, V. But we say like this: Stravinsky. Stravinsky is a very famous Russian musician. Stravinsky. This is again the place name in Italy. Venetia. And also we can write like this. It's quite difficult. Venezia. Well, we learned a lot words up with va and v, but vu, I couldn't find anything. So maybe we don't use this v. So now this ve sound. Anyway, there was not so much, so only one word. Ve, vene, and now here, tsu and e, small e, tsi, Venezia. This is Venetia in Italy. Venetia. Now it's turn with U, and O. This one, vo sound. There's not so many. Anyway, vocal with B sound. Vocal. This is vocalist in rock music group. Or vocal. We can also use this U from katakana with E or E or O and sound like this. We, wo. Now let's see the examples. U and E, we, and la, long sound, wing. The last one, and wing. So this is the capital of Austria, Wien. The other example with we, Wikipedia. Well, here, te and ten. Well, the first one, te and ten, then we pronounce de. But here there's small e, so we pronounce d. Instead of de, d. Dia. Wikipedia, you know it. It's very, very famous and useful site, Wikipedia. Now the person's name. William. This is William. And here, This is Will Smith. So wonderful actor. Now the example with U and small e. This is web. This is website. It's a little bit difficult to read this. U and O. Waruto, and this one te and ten de, and also there's e, small e, so the sound is d. Su and ten zu, ni, long sound. Waruto Disney. Walt Disney. I think you know him. Walt Disney. Walmart. So this is a corporation of the international corporation of the you can buy many things, and the origin is from the United States. Walmart. When we say ウォルマート。This word, wo and she and small u. Do you remember? Okay, this is shu, shu. So till here, washu, washu. And le, and that's very small too. It means you must jump. This jump sound. Let, to. Washu, let, to. Washu, let. This is like a toilet and a bidet all together. This is Japanese innovation, and this is very cool one. And wash, it comes from the wash. Wash. Letto, it comes from toilet. So the toilet and the bidet together. So it's really good good invention. If you have ever used this one, I think you love it. Now it's a quiz time, but only 5 questions, and this time only the dictation. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you in English, and I want you to translate into Japanese using babibubebo or vabibubebo or we, we, wo, because these kind of vocabularies that we are going to use in this translation. Okay? So please prepare your paper and a pencil. Let's get started. 1番目. I went to Venezia with my friend Victoria last year. I went to Venezia with my friend Victoria last year. Number 2. Second. 2番目. Yesterday, I watched a movie of Will Smith. It was very amusing. Yesterday, I watched a movie of Will Smith. It was amusing. 3番目. 3番目, the third. My elder brother is going to work in Silicon Valley from next month. My elder brother is going to work in Silicon Valley from next week. Next month. Sorry, next month. My elder brother is going to work in Silicon Valley from next month. 4番目. 4番目, the fourth. I listened to the concert of Stravinsky in Wien. I listened to the concert of Stravinsky in Wien. 5番目. The last one, 5番目. Wikipedia is very useful. Wikipedia is very useful. I think it was quite difficult to write these words in katakana, right? But it's very, very good exercise for katakana. And if you didn't understand something and you have any questions, there are the answer written in the description below this video, so you can see it. If you think you could learn something new, and if it was interesting for you, please give me a like. And if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do it. And also, if you share my videos with your friends, that will help me a lot. Please do it. お願いします。今日もここまで見てくださってどうもありがとうございます。ぜひチャンネル登録といいねボタン、そして私のビデオをお友達に紹介していただけたらとても嬉しいです。ではまた会いましょう。じゃあね。バイバイ。